G'day, my name is Hardus Swanepoel, and I'll be taking you through the automated farm solution provided by DotModus. It's heavily driven by AI, and a lot of insight-driven information can be retrieved from the information collected on your farm. A little bit more about DotModus. We are leaders in custom software and data analytics. We are a Google Premier Partner and the biggest one in Africa. And we specialize in data analytics and infrastructure. A lot of data pipelines, machine learning, and business intelligence reporting that we do on a daily basis. As you can see, we've got a vast list of clients, and this is continuously going to grow as we go on. Today we'll be talking about the digital nervous system and all of the information that we can collect from your farm and process inside of Google Cloud. Items like machine vision and cameras, not only from your drones but from more modern tractors as well as any sensors that determines items like proximity, temperature and acceleration that gives you an idea of what is happening on your farm. Using all of this information, there's going to be product specific to make sure that you can get the most out of this. We'll be making use of Google Cloud Storage, which is a very big storage solution offered by Google. And it scales indefinitely. You can put video images or just plain camera images or any data feeds coming from any of the devices can go directly into cloud storage and then subsequently be used by any of the other technology that's available in the cloud. We'll also rely heavily on Cloud Vision, which is this cool tool that actually looks at videos and pictures and then determines whether you're looking at a cow or a tractor. It can even be trained to such an extent that it can tell you whether the grain that you're showing it has any sicknesses or any insects that's busy tearing up your farm. That's being supported by the cloud ML or machine learning, which is this excellent AI, artificial intelligence learning method, where it can actually take hours and hours of video and go through it and learn actually what needs to be there and what shouldn't be there. And then Cloud Composer to automate this entire solution so you don't have to manually take files and copy them across this entire range of products. You can simply set up a schedule and tell it what to do and when it needs to do it, and that Cloud Composer is going to kick everything off you and have it run. So then once all of this information is in the cloud, you can access this with any device. You don't need to be restricted to this big command center that's set up on your farm with all of these monitors and screens. You can simply use an item as easy as a laptop, a tablet, or even your cell phone. What we're looking at here is basically a high-level architecture of what the behind the scenes will look like if we set up this product for you. We'll start off from left to right. We will collect data in storage and then pass it on to the machine learning and AI models to actually process that data and enrich it in such a manner that we can do proper reporting and analytics on that. For analytics and reporting, there are these two amazing tools offered by Google. Cloud Bigtable, which is this very fast way of storing a lot of information, and it's perfect for items like IoT. And then BigQuery on the other side, which is this big relational storage that is built for analytics and processing lots of information to make sure that you can get the business intelligence that you need. Once all of that information has been processed, we can actually integrate this with items like Google Maps and start showing you some interesting things on actual aerial views of your farm. And then once again, Cloud Composer comes into play for the automation side of things so that you don't necessarily have to wake up every morning at 5 o'clock and start pressing buttons and hopefully everything finishes by noon. Cloud Composer is going to take care of that entire aspect for you. What you'll be seeing on your device is a screen similar to what we're seeing on the presentation right now, and you won't necessarily have all of these things, but that's not a requirement. We can plug and play monitoring livestock and water as you have them specific to your farm. We know that not every farm can just be templated and copied across and the entire solution is going to work for everyone. We'll have these bespoke solutions that you can just plug and play as you need them for your personal farm. Having a look at the information, like I said earlier, once you've got this information, you can plug it all into Google Maps and see a nice representation of your farm. However, by default, Google Maps isn't that detailed. It's a bit pixelated if you take aerial views or satellite images. So what we can do is we can take actual aerial footage from your farm, push it back into the Google Maps API and start having clear definitions of what your farm and your roads look like. Then you don't need to worry about the pixelation. We can always enrich it with any information that you have available. Then If you've got any IoT devices out in the field, like collars on your animals or GPS devices for your vehicles, you'll be able to overlay this information onto the Google Maps API as well, giving you a real-time indication of where people are at any given point in time. Based on this tracking, we can also start doing hotspotting. So you can see where is the most frequent movements taking place on your farm and where there is less frequent movement, and where you might need to have a checkup every now and again just because there isn't someone that's always readily available in that area. Along with that, we'll take other IoT information like what your reservoirs or your pipes are doing on your farm, and we can then determine how full or empty they are and whether there is actually flow through the pipes and overlay this for you so that you don't necessarily have to drive out every day and do a routine check on this. You have information instantly available at your hands. Along with this, because we're giving you this daily feed and we've got these big storage devices, we can start tracking the history of all of these items. Then you should be able to pick up quickly whether there are specific dams that might need attention or specific pipes that might need to be reviewed for blockages. We can also set up alerts to say that if the capacity of this reservoir goes below 13%, send me an alert, notify me, and then maybe I can alert my staff to drive out there and see what's going on. If you do have the option for CCTV cameras on these points, you'll also have the ability to click through and actually view the live feed at these reservoirs to see whether you can see any cracks visibly from the feed or whether you just want to see whether the animals that you're expecting to be there are actually there and that nothing looks a bit strange. We'll also do geofencing on the Google Maps, which is a very interesting way of fencing out your perimeter without actually having an actual fence put into the earth. With geofencing, we've got a nice aerial view of your property, and we can set up alerts based on this geofencing as well to see if there's any movement that might go outside of the fence or any movement coming from outside of the fence that would interrupt that geofencing for you as well. Based on this information, if you've got a smart gate set up, we can actually start doing items by locking these gates, actually just from your laptop. You don't need to drive out and go and lock them, or once again do a bit of a perimeter drive from gate to gate to make sure everything is fine. You can simply lock and unlock them as you wish from the comfort of your laptop. Along with this, we can also see, like I said earlier, what kind of movements are coming into this geofence. Do we have vehicles coming through the gate in and out? Do we have feet coming in and out? And are the same people leaving that are coming in? Am I expecting that there's about 2 people that need to stay over or 1 vehicle that needs to stay over on the property during the course of any given time frame? Along with that, once again, if you have CCTV or any camera set up, we can start live streaming this information. But not only live stream it, with the Cloud Video Intelligence API, we can actually start teaching this Cloud ML engine what it needs to expect at this given gate. So if you've got an alert set up for only 1 person to monitor the gate, and the Vision API picks up that there's more than just 1 person, there may be 2 or 3, you can actually set up an alert to get notified that there's activity happening at your gate that you might not have approved and that you might not be expecting to happen. Along with that, the drone feeds are also excellent. Once again, the same way that a CCTV camera is set up on your farm, we can have drones fly around in your farm and actually give you live feed with low latency on that as well. Not only direct feeds, but it can also go into cloud storage and be processed by all of these other various tools. And then we can broadcast that out as we need to. One of the more interesting things is that this is currently being used for remote vets or even game viewing at auctions to just make sure that everything is working the way it should. These drones are fully autonomous. You don't actually need to drive them. That's the cool thing about the geofence, is it actually plots out routes inside of that area. So you don't have to worry about losing your drone. There's a lot of safety there and redundancy, and that drone will return home if anything should happen to it where it's unsure of exactly where it is. Then the accuracy on these drones are pinpoint accuracy. 5 centimeter precision is something amazing in this kind of tech. And then once again, continuous operations. You don't need to sit there and continuously manage this manually. All of this can be automated for you, and alert trigger based items as well. And so you can actually run your entire farm on Google. The Smart Farm Tech allows you to integrate with G Suite, and you've got this array of other products available to you, like the email section of it, or even something as simple as a Google Sheet, just for more information processing. And then once all of this is ready, you can always do endless integrations to the outside. You don't necessarily just need to stick here. You can push it out to your Office suite if that is an environment you're more comfortable with, or maybe bring in some additional information from Open Weather to see what the weather forecasts look like. You can also integrate with your financing systems and your payroll systems such as Sage and Cello that will take care of business for you. That is it. That are the products that we actually have available for you inside of this cloud ecosystem, and we are very excited to start delivering this to you.